Hey guys, how you doing? It's Andy Elliott. Today I'm going to talk about the 10 strategies that will absolutely raise your gross. So let me explain this to you. Closing and negotiations, word tracks, those are my favorite things in this game. And the reason why I say game, look, and by the way, if you don't know who I am, look, I made over 700 grand a year selling cars. Now let me tell you this. I never tracked money. It wasn't important to me. I treated money like a Nintendo game, like it was just for points. So I never got emotionally wrapped up in it. I've seen salesmen when they need money, they become desperate. And what happens is the customers see the desperation on their face and then they back off. So I was taught at a very early age when I was broke at 18, didn't have a car, even lunch to eat, that look, the money's gonna come, but you gotta put the grind in and not be afraid of the work. So what happens is I started my training journey. And I wanna tell you this, if you wanna become the best closer and negotiation person in the world, and every time that you go and you're selling a car, that first 90% of the time you're outside on the lot building value, making the customer fall in love with you. We all know when somebody wants something more than they want the money that they have in their pocket, they'll spend it, but the last 10% of the time you have to collect that money. How do you collect it? It's real easy. Money justification, by understanding people knowledge, the psychology of selling, persuasion, influence. So what I've decided to do is give us 10 strategies. 10 strategies that you can take and put into your skill set right now to change and dominate your game with your customer. So going into this, I did put together a blog on this video. Okay, so a lot of us are visual, so as you're watching this, you're gonna learn a ton, but you may not have time to be writing it down, you may be driving to work. Here's what I'll tell you. Click on the link below in the description, and I want you to print the blog out, read it, and that way you can really make sure that you get these 10 strategies and embed them in your skill set, okay? So these are the success secrets and how I crushed it. And by the way, this is my cell phone, 918-210-0254. If you're having struggles, you need something, shoot me a text, I got you, okay? All right, so remember the blog. Everybody print that out. That way you're making sure that you learn this. Let's go to strategy number 1. You have to affect the emotional state of the customer. Affecting the emotional state of the customer is always key. Why is that key? Because when the customer's emotional, what will they do? They'll spend. When somebody goes and they look at a brand new car, right? We always talk about during the test drive, right? During that point, the customer for the first time envisions himself owning that car. When that roller coaster is going up and we hurry up and get back in the office, right? Whose job is it to affect the emotional state of the customer and to make sure that we keep that emotional state there? That's your job. If you're not making that responsibility yours and handling that, that's why they're getting off the test drive, it's going down, and then when you're coming out and negotiating, you're presenting numbers, guess what happens? You're failing. So you have to affect their emotional state, and then you have to keep it. So emotional, remember that. When the emotion's up, people spend money, and they'll spend it more loosely. Number 2, you have to manage the customer state. Emotional state and the customer state are 2 different things. Okay, I'm in a beautiful state right now, which means I'm happy. So even if things are bad around me, it doesn't matter. I choose to be in a good, beautiful state. You have the ability to set the atmosphere around your customers and make sure that they're in a beautiful state with you. So you have to manage the customer state. Emotion and the customer state are 2 completely separate things. We're going deeper into teaching you to become a 1%er and be incredible at closing. Number 3, having the ability, look at these key words I underlined. The ability to prepare the customer physically and emotionally. Whose job is it to prepare the customer as you're sitting down with them, physically and emotionally? Watch my hands. Watch the way that I move. Look at the smile on my face. Look at my eyes. Can you see the physical way that I'm working with my customer? That has to be there. Am I fidget? No. Am I flinching? Am I nervous? Am I doing this and swallowing? No. You know why? Because I'm managing my state, which then again will manage their state. Closers can walk in, put their arms around anybody and manage their state. And I want you to understand that this is something that you can do, but it's not something you're born with. It's something that's made. This is something you're going to have to learn. So you may watch this video 100 times And when it clicks, you will literally 10x your income fast. So the physical and the emotional state, and I keep talking about the word emotion, because when emotion goes out during a negotiation, the negotiation's over, okay? I'm all about logic and money justification, which I'll get into that. But emotion, while that's happening, is everything, and that's your responsibility. All right, number 4, make them enjoy the process. Don't be like that guy across the street at ABC Motors, right? That made it a nightmare, okay? Do you think that everybody in the world that's bought a car has had a bad experience at some point? Yeah? Do you think that they're going to enjoy the negotiation process with you? No. Will they enjoy it with me? Absolutely. Do you know why? Because they'll never know they're even in a negotiation, okay? I watch this guy, the Chris guy, the FBI guy, right? I always watch like his negotiation deal, right? Because I like that stuff, and I'll watch it, and he says, the worst negotiation you can be in is the one you don't know that you're in. Here's the point. I thought about that, and I said, man, that makes complete sense. Because when I negotiate with people, they don't even understand that they're in a negotiation. You know why? Because everything's flowing so well. So, make them enjoy the process, okay? Number 5, build trust. What does build trust mean? It means this. You don't get trust. Trust is something that's earned. Do you build trust during the negotiation stage at the end? Or do you build trust at the very beginning when you first meet them? Every word that you say during the entire sale has to do with building trust. So I want to explain this to you. Building is one brick at a time. If you're going to build a house, it's one brick at a time. This close, this raising your growth strategy, right, in this step has to do with you building trust one step at a time. To literally becoming addicted, become a student of selling, and never look back. Because every phrase, every word, every sentence that you say is building that trust so that the last 10% of the time when you're collecting 100% of the money, the customers are prepared to give it to you when you ask for it because you'll be managing all these other things right. Doesn't it start to make sense now how beautiful and how easy this is? But a lot of the times no one can explain it to you this way, and that's why we train together. All right, number 6, to create and sustain interest. Whose job is it to create the interest? Yours. Whose job is it to make sure that it sustains so that it doesn't leave? Yours. You know how many guys I see, women that I see, men, they go and they build and create. You do the first part, right? The interest, and the customers love it. And then all of a sudden when you go inside, for some reason you get into paperwork mode. I'm not sure what happens, but you let the emotion come down and you don't sustain the interest, and by the time that your proposal comes out, the customers are cold. Do you want to close a cold customer or a warm customer? I'll choose warm every single time. Can your managers TO and close a cold customer? No. Can you close one? Not raise your gross and not make money. Keep them warm. How do you do it? You continually create interest. It's just like building rapport. Do you build rapport just in the meet and greet, or do you build rapport the entire sale? The entire sale. Do you create interest during the very beginning or towards the entire time? You're still creating interest when you deliver them the vehicle and they leave your lot. It never stops. It never changes. All right. Number 7, surface their deepest needs. This is a part right here where, if you'll see again what I underlined, deepest. There's something that is a dominant buying motive, something that's very important to these customers. Maybe something that you've surfaced throughout the entire time. At that point in time, when you are closing, you have to surface those deepest needs. That is something that uses as a leverage tool and that reminds their brain. It's like if I say your name, right? Guess what happens? Your ears will perk up. You know why? Because it's familiarity. When these people, and when I say deepest needs, not just some of their needs, their deepest needs. They've told you what's most important to them, and when you're having them spend money with you and then you resurface that deepest need, what happened? It automatically connects with their brain, and they remember again while they're spending their money. You're in charge of this sale. Control it. Use these strategies to raise your gross. All right, number 8, we're going to talk about giving the prospect a way to justify paying what you want. Okay? Not paying what they want, paying what you want. Now I want to stop here for just a second, okay? Giving the prospect a way to justify. okay? I have a closing and negotiation digital download. There's a link that's above, there's a link that's below. I want to tell you this. I just had a text. I get a text every single day from somebody saying, hey, that $39 closing and negotiation hour DVD, it was an old DVD, but now it's a download that I bought from you. I literally made 10 grand last night because of it. I made 5,000 last month. I'm telling you right now, if you want to elevate your game, and I'm not going to oversell this, I'm going to move past this, but I have a DVD that I made back in 2016. It was called Closing and Negotiations, Money Justification. It was how to close anybody, anytime, any place, anywhere for all the money, and to do it efficiently, without lying to them, with doing it differently than any of your competition does it. And basically at that point, I would go around and train dealerships on this. Now, here's my point. I turned it into a DVD. We sold thousands of them. Here's my point. That download, we have it. It's below. It's 39 bucks. It's an hour training class. If you're not great at closing, this will automatically change your game. So click on it. It's 39 bucks. It will literally change your life. So it's how to, at this point, get the customers to pay you what you want them to pay. That $39 download, it'll teach you. All right, number 9, we're going to talk about obtaining commitments and don't lose them. This is closing 101. How many salespeople can get a commitment and then at some point the commitment backs up and they can't obtain it again? They can't get it again and the customer backs into a corner. This is selling 101, closing 101. I see this happen every day. People say yes, and then 20 minutes they're saying no. Why? And then they won't say yes again. How does somebody want something and then decide not to take it? I'm going to tell you how. These things weren't done. You let emotion go down, right? You let the customer state go away. You didn't prepare them physically and emotionally. They're not enjoying the process. They haven't built the trust in you. You didn't create, or maybe you did create, but you didn't sustain the interest. You're not still surfacing their deepest needs. You're not a great closer. Guys, think about it. Hopefully it's all starting to come together. Now as we move into number 10 here, this is going to be create sales leverage and button up the sell. Don't oversell. There's a difference that all closers know. There's underselling and there's overselling. You can never undersell and then you can never oversell. But you must learn to leverage. Leveraging is everything. And leveraging is a lot of things like, what do they really need? What are they really here for? Remember what you hear during the entire sales process that they've been with you. Learn the negotiation, money justification closes, right? All the ways that I show you how to pick up money very fast, and guess what? The customers will pay you what you want every single time. They want to be at $300 a month, you're at $599. This video shows you how to get $599 like that. I'm going to tell you this, even with that video, when you watch it, all these things will start to click in. And as I'm training during it, you'll realize, man, that makes complete sense. That's how I want to do it. Guess what? Well, you got it now. So with this video, guys, here's what I want you to do. Go to the blog, print it off, read it, use it as a worksheet, tear it up, okay? Text me if you're having problems. I got you, 918-210-0254. And by the way, let's make 2020 the biggest year of our life and let's crush it. You want to make a few $100,000 a year? Let's go do it. It's easy. But you can't just be great at selling. You have to be unbelievable at closing. So go get the download and then you guys watch this video a couple more times, crush it, and I'll talk to you guys.